This company is a company that's a perfect example why you have to pray and ask God for guidance for where you should work, also where to place your child. When you look on their website, when you look on their advertisement, they look all fancy, and it just comes to show you that not all that glitter is gold. People who work in this company are perfect examples to tell you what goes on behind closed door. Children are getting molested. Children are even who even died in this company from negligence because they have an habit of hiring any little old person and slap on the name teacher to them because these person all Google eye and hungry for power and status and don't have the qualification and the training for it, and then they treat the people who have the qualification and training and has integrity and morals and good work ethic very poorly. Look at all these lawsuits and complaints about them, right? And this is why you have to pray and ask God. This is a big multi-billion-dollar company that seems all nice at first and seems very enticing with all its benefits and stuff, but even when you go there, you have a hard time getting a day off. The day off are for your supervisors and managers who want you to be a slave all day just working, and you have a hard time getting a time off at this place because your supervisors think that you're subservient to them and you don't really have a work-life balance here. You are retaliated against and attacked when you take more than one day off, and sometimes with your one day off, I have heard stories upon stories and know of stories of people who are called in while they're in a dentist's chair getting their teeth drilled to come into work because these supervisors and this company cares nothing about people's at all. They try to pretend like they do in their advertisement and in their training when you first orientation, but you learn soon enough that it's nothing like that. You learn soon enough that if you kiss their butts and just let them drag you all over the place, or if you're not educated and mature and discerning and smart, you do okay there because that's what they want. Somebody who they can just manipulate and exploit and give them little titles and underpay them because they still live with their mamas or they still live they live with their partner, and they do a second job because they don't realize, hey, I should pursue to do work but not overwork myself to make money so that I can take care of my health. Therefore, there were some of them true, some were not true, COVID outbreak, because the hours are long, it's very stressful. They have a tendency to place all kinds of people who are not qualified and don't have no credential. 95% of the people there don't have the proper credential or expertise to be called teacher. And the people who have the expertise and teacher, if you're someone who speak out and know what your rights are, you're attacked, you're lied on, you're falsely accused, you're put on unpaid administrative leave and terminated. If this place is not, if you're someone who already had your plans, I was like, okay, I would plan on leaving anyway. It's not a big deal. You just say whatever. Though they should be held accountable. So what you do, you post all that you can find about them on the internet. And if that's one way you want to go, if you want to hire a lawyer and go after them, fine. Depends on how serious it is. For some people, here's this deaf woman. The deaf woman said they would not accommodate her. And they claim they're all about inclusion. They only have inclusion for the LGBTQ community. They care about no Christians, nobody that has morals, and this deaf lady They care nothing about her because they're pretentious. And when you look on their website, oh, we're about inclusion and we're about, they have this motto, this principle they go by, heart, mean honesty, integrity, respect, and that's all lies because they don't live by it. They don't live by it. It's a sham to reel in the parents and overcharge the parents and then pay the staff spit. And if you're someone who fight for a certain kind of pay, they covet it. The supervisor managers covet it, who don't even have the qualification and experience like you do. They are envious of you if you're somebody who know what your rights are and know what your values are, and they will never stop harassing you and taunt you till you leave out of there, or you get fired wrongfully and falsely. This place is so corrupted, and I would advise you, if you're somebody who has good quality teaching skills, and that's you're into early childhood and you go to school and you spend your money, you even take out, worse if you take out loans, you better run away from this place, because this place will corrupt you or put you in bankruptcy, because then you get so discouraged because then you don't want to be in the field anymore after working here. I have seen people walk away and quit on the spot with their master's degree and stuff. I don't know how they end up in a place like this, because they're just a private place, but the way they advertise, it seems like they're prestigious. All that money is going into the CEO pocket, and all into the into some of the higher ups pocket. And the managers are like cutthroats, and supervisors, all they're trying to do is keep you back and keep you from getting to their position, which most of the time you don't even have an interest in their position. You just love what you do and you're passionate and you love the children and the families, and they see you as a threat. So they'll do everything to have some kind of negative stuff, false stuff, going to you the timekeeping thing, and change the time you're checking in to say you're late when you're not, and just something for you to write up. But with them, never sign nothing off. If you know for sure it's a lie, don't sign nothing off. The people are wicked, and see, that's why they have all of this. And that's why I don't even believe in just taking them to court so you can bargain and settle lawsuit. They need to be exposed so you can protect families and people who are passionate about children and early childhood from getting to a place like this. Because I've seen it and I know of it, that people lose their passion and their joy for teaching after working in this wicked place. And then parents get robbed because they overcharge the parents and then want to pay the staff spit. It doesn't matter. It's not so bad if they want to pay somebody who's inexperienced and just came from Target and what you call it, McDonald's, which is a lot of those people, they like to hire those kind of people because they can exploit them and just give them the title teacher, and they also googly eyes at your teacher, although they have no experience and no skills about teaching. And it's okay if you don't have that experience, but you want to move on in that position and you're really passionate and love kids. But most of the time, that's not the case. They have different agendas, and you see it on the job. They don't work with the lead teachers. They give them a hard time. They want to argue. They even want to fight you because you're ghetto as hell. They like to hire ghetto-type people who are just naive and jealous and envious of the people who are really qualified. And so I'm saying, if you're qualified with good skills and knowledge and college degree and stuff, you don't go to this place. This place will ruin your career, ruin your mind for working with children. And if you're a parent, do not. If you already suspect that they're overcharging you, they're overcharging you. And it's not worth it, because behind closed door, all that they promise you for all that money you pay, you don't get it. It's a lot of lying. It's a lot of fraudulent stuff. It's a lot of pretense. It's a lot of trying to get staff to lie on their behalf. It's a lot of that. Look up all this. And when you check the Better Business Bureau report, there's a lot of complaints about them from staff who they promised they would pay them if they go to school, and then they start with a hard time getting reimbursed. They have all kinds of stories about child and staff that don't meet deadline and all kinds of nonsense and fill out forms, And then you have parents who are suing them because they used to and love to close the schools a lot over COVID. Every minute somebody has COVID, and it's usually the people who have been vaccinated 2 and 3 times who keeps getting COVID. And sometimes it's not even true. It's people want to take day off because they used to give you 2 weeks and 1 week off. And then what they'll turn around and start doing at some of the centers, like Plaza 3, Jersey City Plaza 3, would do is they don't want to pay you. They'll tell the staff who don't have the big C, and they're not the reason why they claim they're closing the school, or that they can pay them. And if that staff speak up and fight back, they retaliate. If that staff know the law and said, hey, didn't I hear the government say they give company a certain amount of money to cover for COVID, so you don't have to, worry about paying your staff if you get a close. They try to, if you don't know the rules and the laws and what's going on in the news, they will rob you blind. It's about fattening their own pocket, the big ones' pocket, and even your supervisors and managers. It's about trying to rip you off. It's a lot of dishonesty goes on. It's a lot of fraudulent practices goes on there, and you can see it in the lawsuit. And I would say go look, read the Better Bureau business report. You see a lot of complaints about them. Parents suing them for closing the school, but then still charge the parents. Just imagine when they used to do 1 week and 2 weeks, you pay your tuition, your child, they close down, you got to find somewhere to put your child because you got to work, because they'll call your son, you will sometimes drop your child off, and while you're going heading to the subway or whatever, you're getting a call, hey, somebody just called to say you got to come and get your child. I remember, it's just very bad, and see, God is not dead, and this is why I'm helping to expose them, because they need to be exposed so good quality people into early childhood and teaching do not make a mistake and go there. You might say, oh yeah, I can go and survive. No, you won't, unless you're going to be unethical and you're dishonest and you're a thief, like a lot of thieving going there. On that note, there's a lot of thieving of your personal stuff. You don't have no locker to put away stuff, and because they hire a lot of ghetto type people, you will lose, your stuff will be stolen, even your lunch out of the refrigerator. Plaza 3 at Jersey City does that a lot, and even at 96th Street, West 96th Street, you'll have people above you who are not even U.S. citizen or supposed to be a supervisor, who's not even here, who doesn't even have, not even a citizen, doesn't even have a green card. We're on work permit. It's a lot of nepotism and double standard and favoritism and family and nonsense goes on. And sometimes they try and find people who are in a certain position because in some way they are exploiting someone. It's a lot of exploitation. It's a lot of dishonesty. Want you to lie to parents, telling parents, oh, we give fresh fruits every day, we snack the kids, and it's a cookies full of sugar and soy and all kinds of stuff, and raisins for fresh fruits. Raisin is not fresh fruits. It's a lot of lies that goes on. So I have friends who tell me what goes on, and I know what goes on because I used to work for this place, so I know what goes on there. Wicked. And I know one of the thing that will interest you is that they have places all over the country and all the world, and you think, oh, this is great, but you go there and you find out soon you can't even get a day off to take care of yourself. You have a day, or you have an emergency, your supervisor is calling you, stressing you out, and she is off practically every week, taking off, but you mustn't, because you're subservient to them, and they like to hire a lot of minorities. They like to hire a lot of minorities because a lot of minorities don't know what their rights are, and they easily get bamboozled and Google eyes. And sometimes they're in position where they're just desperate. They want to get ahead and they want to start off. One of the things they do is want to